I'm going to teach you how you can start investing in this startup video game that can possibly go viral in the future. Hey, what's up you guys? It's Christian here, aka The Nerdy One, and welcome back to my channel. Now, I got a real important video to share with you guys today. This is going to be a beginner's crash course on Impostors, a future AAA video game that is currently in development. Now, what's really interesting about Impostors is that it's going to be a blockchain video game. Now, I don't want you guys to be afraid of the word blockchain because contrary to popular belief, Impostors is going to be completely free to play, just like many other popular video games such as Fortnite, League of Legends, or Among Us. This game is going to be completely free to play for the average users. However, because of the blockchain components, there will be a way that you can benefit financially and actually be an early backer or investor in this project. That is going to be the whole purpose of this video, to teach you guys and provide you guys the tools to understand the blockchain components of this project. Now, keep in mind, none of this is going to be financial advice. Always do your own research, but I want to provide you guys the tools and the information so that you can make your own educated decisions and understand the risks that you're getting into. Alright, now that that's out of the way, make sure you smash that like button and subscribe if you find anything useful in this video. That's really the best way you can show some support, and if you don't like the video, you can always unlike it a little later. So let's go ahead and get into the video. Now, this video is going to be a little more lengthy in nature because there's going to be so much information crammed into it. So please feel free to skip to the parts that you're interested in. I went ahead and broke it up into different sections for your viewing pleasure. However, I highly recommend that you watch all the way through because everything ties together and you're going to want to know the whole picture before you get invested in this future gaming project. So I think a great place to start is just to understand what exactly is Impostors trying to accomplish. Now, Impostors are building a social gaming metaverse. So I want you guys to imagine this virtual world where people can kind of hang out, socialize, but there's going to be a bunch of different games in this ecosystem that the gamers can participate in. Now, Impostors' strategy to jumpstart the ecosystem to bring in a large amount of players lies in the first video game that they're creating, which is going to be a social deduction type of video game. So a really popular social deduction video game is going to be Among Us. And if you guys don't know what Among Us is, this game absolutely went viral, and let me tell you, a lot of people took interest in this video game, and it's actually a really big deal. So I do actually recommend you guys check out this video up above where I get into why I believe Impostors has a huge potential to go viral and bring in a large amount of players. So here on the Impostors website, they have posted some alpha footage of the game they're developing, and keep in mind, this has been posted like 3 months ago, so I'm sure that a lot of progress has went into the video game and there's still a lot more polishing that needs to be done, but it gives us some idea of what type of video game they're building. So let's check it out. If you guys have played Among Us, you would see some similarities between them, like the mini games and just the gameplay itself. These type of games encourage a lot of social interaction, and let me tell you, it's a really fun party game because everyone can kind of play, and it's all about figuring out who among you guys are the imposters, who's the person that's killing everyone, and that's really the fun of it. That's why Among Us absolutely blow up, but keep in mind, this is building as a AAA type of social deduction video game, so it's going to have 3D models, a lot better skins, a lot better visuals. So I'm very excited to see where this goes, and we're just going to find out and be invested in it. So that was a quick rundown on Impostors, but now it's time to get into the blockchain components of this project, and most likely the reason that you're here for this video. Now, this is a very important part of the video where I get into why we're doing what we're doing. Now, in the Impostors ecosystem, there's going to be a prized possession, and that prized possession that I'm talking about is going to be the Genesis land mint that you can see right down here at the bottom of their roadmap. So what we're trying to do is to set ourselves up to mint this Genesis land when it eventually goes live. Now, to obtain the land, you have to obtain all the other parts, all the other components of the Impostors ecosystem. So at the time of this recording, which is going to be June 12th, we are in week 10 and the Cosmetics chest has just dropped. Now, in order to obtain the land, you're going to need to hold the NFTs for the Cosmetics chests, the materials, the pets, the UFOs, and the Genesis aliens. That's actually going to be week 1 of their roadmap. Now, once you hold all these components, you're going to be able to mint the land. Why this is so important is because land has been hinted to be the most scarce and the most valuable asset that you can hold in this universe. So we are still waiting for more information to drop on land, but if you want to learn a little bit more about it, make sure you check out this video up above where I get into the materials and theorize how the land will play a huge factor in the development of this project. Now, how I think I'll structure the rest of this video is I'll be going through each of these different sections on the Impostors roadmap, starting with week 1. We don't really see it right here, but week 1 is going to be on the Genesis aliens, and it's actually going to be the most exciting one of the bunch. So let's go ahead and check it out. So here we have the Genesis aliens of the Impostors universe, and can we just say that they look absolutely amazing. This is going to be the first of 5 different pieces that you need in order to claim your Genesis land in the Impostors ecosystem. Now, what's really cool about these aliens or these NFTs is that number 1, they of course double up as digital skins. So eventually, once this game releases and we start playing in the Impostors universe, we're going to be able to play as these bad boys right here. All these aliens with their different skins. You know, I could just go on and on. There's over 10,000 of them, and there's some really cool skins. So make sure you guys go check it out. All the links are going to be down in the description below. The second part why they're really cool and why they're really important is that they act as battle passes. Just think of it that way. So think of games such as Call of Duty or Fortnite. You can essentially buy these battle passes, and as you play through the season, you get dropped all these different skins for weapons, for your armor, and that's essentially what this is. Holding these aliens entitle you to other drops in the ecosystem. However, this has been going on for quite some time already, so don't go ahead and buy an alien right away. Make sure you stick until the end of the video because I'll be showing you guys some strategies on how to best get into this ecosystem. Remember, there's a lot more that goes into this, but just know that owning the alien is the first part to getting exposure to the Impostors project. So another cool perk of owning these Genesis aliens is that you can stake your NFTs. Now, staking is just a fancy way of saying you're gonna put your assets somewhere and start earning some returns on that. So in the case of Impostors, in week 2, their staking went live, and you can see right here, I personally have 4 aliens staked, and you can see that I'm earning these blood tokens, and these tokens are essentially the digital currency that you can use in the Impostors universe. If you want to know a little bit more about this, make sure you check out this video up above where I discuss staking a little bit more in detail. So you are going to need these blood tokens to participate in the growth of this project, so I do recommend if you do end up buying these Genesis aliens, make sure you stake them to start earning those sweet returns. So actually right now, I'm gonna go ahead and claim some of my blood tokens, so let's go ahead and do this real quick. Let's see. Alright, gas is looking pretty good. It's $8 and I'm using a ledger, so I'm gonna have to do this real quick. Alright, and you can see that the transaction has been submitted, so everything's loading. And what's really cool is that in order to earn blood tokens, you have to play the Impostors video game. So the only people that can passively earn these tokens are the people who own these Genesis aliens, which adds to the value. Of course, these tokens aren't worth a lot of money, but still, that's some passive returns that you get just from owning some of these digital assets. So the transaction is completed, and you can see that I have my wallet balance right here with all the tokens. So you will need a lot of these blood tokens to actually participate in all these different events that Impostors will eventually be having. There is a way you can actually manually purchase it, and here you can see on their Discord channel in the official links, there is a blood Uniswap pair link that you can click right here. And it brings this up, so you can essentially just exchange, you know, however much Ethereum into the blood tokens that you need. So very cool right there. So I know that was a lot, so if any questions, please feel free to leave them down in the comments below. I'll do my best to answer them, and if I can't answer them, I'll make sure I point you in the right direction, so don't be shy. Now let's get on with the Impostors roadmap, and we're going to be covering week 4, which are going to be UFOs. Now, UFOs are going to be the second piece of 5 that you need in order to claim your Genesis land. Now, remember at the start of the video, Impostors are looking to build a social gaming metaverse. So while these aliens are going to be used in their Among Us-like video game, there still hasn't been a lot of information out on it yet, but they have released this little meta paper. They're planning to turn it into some sort of racing video game where you can actually play and earn. You know, as more information comes out, I'll make sure I come up with another video to discuss this a little further. But right now, just know that this acts as a key to actually claiming your Genesis land. So make sure you stick until the end of the video because I'll be showing some strategies on how I'll approach purchasing one of these Genesis UFOs. So let's jump into the Impostors roadmap again, and let's go on to week 6, which is going to be the Genesis pets. Now, same as UFOs, these Genesis pets have plans to be made into their entirely separate video game in the Impostors ecosystem. Now, from what I've been hearing, they're planning to turn these NFTs into some sort of hero battler game, like a Pokemon battler video game. Now, still, like I said, we're not really sure how this is going to turn out. It's still very early in its development. But right now, Impostors are very focused on their first video game, the social deduction Among Us-like video game, to bring players into the ecosystem first. And then, the UFO racing game and this pet battler game will be extensions of that ecosystem to retain that player base. So it's really cool that they're thinking long term, but just know that owning these pet NFTs right now are going to be one of the keys that you need to actually claim your Genesis land. So let's get into week 8, which is going to be the materials drop. Now, the materials dropped as these loot boxes on my screen that you can see, and they actually act as the fourth component that you need in order to hold, to own, and mint the Genesis land. Now, these loot boxes actually hold random materials, and these materials are actually the asset that will be passively earning with the land. Now, there's going to be a lot more that goes into it because we're going to need materials to actually upgrade your land, upgrade your UFOs, upgrade your pets. So there's a lot of use cases in it. So that means that if you're playing the video games in the Impostors ecosystem, everybody is going to want some sort of materials. So if you own the asset that passively earns this income, that is very important right there. Now, if you want to learn more about materials and how it correlates with land, make sure you check out this video up above where I get into it a little bit more in detail. So let's get into the last piece of the puzzle that you need to actually claim your Genesis land, which are going to be the Cosmetics chests. So here's their OpenSea page, and the Cosmetics chests essentially act as these loot boxes that hold a random cosmetic. So it can be a hat or a backpack, who knows, we're not really sure. But the treasure chest itself, these specific NFTs act as the fifth key that you need to hold to claim your Genesis land. Now, if you want to know more about why cosmetics are so important to the Impostors ecosystem, make sure you check out this video up above where I get into why cosmetics are absolutely a huge industry in the video gaming world. Trust me, you would want to pay attention to this video because that way you would understand the magnitude of what Impostors are trying to accomplish. So just a quick recap, you're going to need the Genesis alien, a Genesis UFO, a Genesis pet, a materials box, and a cosmetics chest. And when you hold all of these 5 NFTs on top of staking your alien to get those blood tokens, you're going to be able to mint your Genesis land, which is going to be the prize in the Impostors ecosystem. So make sure you do it if you're interested in getting some exposure to this project. So if you enjoyed the video up until now, make sure you smash that like button and go ahead and drop me a sub if you haven't yet. And just to reward you guys that are watching up to this point, I'm going to be dropping a little alpha on the Impostors project. So now you can see on the Impostors roadmap, we have the closed beta access pass coming up. So what was really cool is that last week on Impostors Radio, make sure you guys check them out, the link's going to be down below, Ilio Trades essentially came on to the Twitter Spaces and actually hinted that the beta for the video game is going to be out next month in July, and that is very, very soon. So please keep your eye out for that. Now, the beta is most likely going to be only for the Impostors holders, and what's really cool is that this game is going to be launching in beta, not alpha. So there is some significant progress that has already been developed in this future video game, and I cannot wait to see how much progress they have made with the development of this video game and start playing it with all the future holders of the Impostors project. So make sure you guys go ahead and get those aliens so that you and me can start playing those video games in the Impostors universe. Alright, so let's start getting into how you can start investing in this future gaming project. Now, I'll be getting into 2 different strategies that you can use. The first is going to be a little more straightforward, and you should use this one if your goal is to get into the project and obtain land at the cheapest possible price. So the strategy in question is just to buy the floor of each of these individual NFT projects. So for example, for Impostors Aliens, I would go ahead and just purchase the cheapest possible one. Same here with the Genesis UFOs, the first one right here, the pets, the materials, and the cosmetics. As long as you own one of each, you're going to be a-okay to go ahead and mint your Genesis land. Of course, make sure you stake that Impostors alien to start earning those blood tokens. Now, There are some other technicalities with it. For example, the combination of all your different assets might affect the outcome of your land, but just to kind of simplify things, you just want to obtain land right now. You just want to get some skin in the game, so go ahead and get it at the cheapest possible price if you just want to gain some exposure to this project. So strategy number 2 is based on looking for the NFTs that haven't been used to claim all the subsequent NFTs. So for example, for the aliens, you could mint one that someone hasn't used to claim all their other NFTs, and you could do it yourself. So not only are you getting these other NFTs for free, but you also have the chance to actually mint them and actually get an opportunity to roll maybe a rare or legendary NFT and actually make a profit on your initial investment. Now you could do this manually. For example, Impostors 7505, you could take a note of the NFT ID and you could input it right here, 7505 on their website, 7505. And you can see they have used this specific alien to claim their UFOs, their pets, their material boxes, but they haven't used it to claim their cosmetics chest yet. So that kind of gives you some information. So the aliens that haven't been used to actually claim all these NFTs are very, very valuable. So let's go ahead and check it out. Of course, you can go ahead and do this each manually, but one of our community members, this guy right here, Evil Candy Bar, awesome Twitter name by the way, big shout out to you. He actually created a Chrome extension where you can actually use to speed up this process. Keep in mind this is an unofficial tool, so please use this at your own risk, but go ahead and check him out. I'll leave the links down below, as well as some other tools that I found pretty useful at the end of this video. So while I'm using this extension tool, you can see some of the emojis that appear on these NFTs, and these emojis essentially represent the different assets they have been used to mint already. So for example, this one right here, Impostor 3468, he has already minted his UFOs, which is this rocket ship, and he has minted his materials, which is the present there. However, he hasn't used it to mint his pets as well as his cosmetics. You know, always go ahead and double check on the main website, but this is a quick way to kind of screen and look for deals in the Impostors project. So scrolling down, I'm gonna have to keep on looking for one. And as you see, as we get further down, we're gonna bump into some that hasn't been used to actually mint anything just yet. All right, so I found one right here. This guy, Impostor 1722. He's of course a little bit pricier, but that's because of what I mentioned earlier. This alien hasn't been used yet to claim all the other NFTs. So if you see 1722, that's its NFT ID, and when I put it in right here, 1722, we can see that it's all unclaimed. So if you do actually purchase this NFT, this alien specifically, you'll be able to mint all these other NFTs for free, provided you stake the alien and you wait to accumulate all those blood tokens, and you have the chance to actually roll a rare or legendary NFTs for the pets and the UFOs. So that's really, really cool. There is of course a way you can combine strategy number 1 and strategy number 2. It does get a little more complicated the more we get into it, but what you do need to know is that if you get an alien that hasn't been used to mint anything yet, you are getting a really, really good deal. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and put my money where my mouth is. I'm gonna show some examples of me purchasing these assets, these NFTs, and I'm gonna be using strategy number 1 because I want to be able to set myself up to get the Genesis land at the cheapest possible price. I don't really care about the rarities or whatnot, I just want to own all the assets to get the land. So let's get into it. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and buy this alien here. I just like his look. And I'm using a Nano Ledger wallet, it's a hardware wallet, so I need to do some extra security stuff. If you guys don't have it, I do highly recommend you guys get one. You know, it just keeps your asset a lot safer, and I mean, these are pretty expensive stuff, so make sure you guys keep your assets safe, okay? So I went ahead and accepted that, and there you have it. I bought my own Impostors alien, so I added another one to my collection, and we're gonna need to get into the other pieces, so let's check it out. So here we have the UFOs, and of course I'm gonna get the cheapest one. I'm not looking at all the details, I just want it to be as cost efficient as possible. I know it's a little lazy, but really this is the easiest way to get into it. Just get the cheapest one and get each of the 5 components, and that's all you have to do. So right here at 0.097, I'm gonna go ahead and purchase this guy. Check him out. What's really sucky about Ethereum is the freaking gas fees. It always hits me with the gas fees, but meh, it is what it is. I'm pretty sure there's a more efficient way to do stuff. So, you know, for all you, I guess more advanced crypto people, please leave some comments and tell me how you guys actually do this. I'm sure you can use some other websites to actually purchase everything all at once, but I don't know, maybe not, maybe true, who knows. So yeah, while that's going through, let's go ahead and get my pets now. Here we go. And keep in mind, while I'm buying all these assets, I'm not sure if the price is going to drop. In fact, it will most likely drop even further after I purchase them. But it's important to actually have the assets right now because I want to be able to hold them for the land. And I'm not sure how things will work once the land takes place. There might be a huge spike in price, once the supply really drops with all these assets being locked for the land. So I'm just kind of setting myself up, and I'm going to save some on the sidelines to actually purchase more as the things continue to dip. So we'll kind of take a look. So that was pets, and now we're going to need to get a materials and a cosmetics box. So same thing, we're going to get it right at the floor. Here we go. Man, I love buying NFTs. It's so fun. I just wish I had like unlimited Ethereum, right? Okay, so that's good. Okay, that's going through as well. And now the last one here. Oh, we're still waiting for the other one to go through. I'm getting a little too excited buying everything. Now, if you haven't set up a MetaMask and you're not really sure how to interact with Ethereum, if you're really new to NFTs and crypto, there's great tutorials. Actually, go ahead and check out this video up above where I get into trying to teach you guys how to purchase some Ethereum and get it into your digital wallet. However, there's some pretty good tutorials out there, and I'm gonna give some of my recommendations in the description below, so make sure you guys go ahead and check that out. So last one right here, we're gonna be buying our cosmetics chest. There we go. So we bought all 5 of our NFTs and we're set up to own the land right now, and we have one completed set. And the whole reason I started buying right now is because with the recent crypto crash and the whole stock market crash, everything is at a discount right now. It might drop a little further, we're not sure, but part of investing is just finding where is a comfortable entry point, and right now I feel it's a really comfortable entry point, and just sticking with my strategy and purchasing a little bit more. I am leaving more funds on the sideline, however. If things dip a little more, I might get a little more exposure, and we'll kind of see how things go. You do have to be pretty flexible and keep your eye on the market because things are so volatile and they can change at a moment's notice, so you really have to understand your risks when you're getting into this market. So there you can see the 5 NFTs that I just bought in my wallet, and I'm all ready for the Genesis land mint. I cannot wait. And I actually acquired all these NFTs at a discount. Even though you're getting in late into this project, keep in mind that about 2-3 months ago, Ethereum was at $3,000. And to get one of these aliens cost 2 Ethereum. So that was 6,000 USDs. And I got 5 of these guys for about 1.5 Ethereum, and at the time of this recording, June 12th, Ethereum's at 1,400 USDs. So it's about 2,000 plus to actually obtain all 5 of these NFTs. So I'm getting it at a third of the price, which is a huge discount compared to 2-3 months ago. And that's why I thought it was a good time to gain a little more exposure. I'm kind of dollar cost averaging NFTs, which is pretty cool there. So there you have it. Just want to show you guys some example. It's really not that complicated, and remember, if you have any questions, leave it down in the comments below. So of course, keep in mind again, everything that I did here was not financial advice. It's just how I approach this market. Because how things are going right now with the market at the time of this recording, actually Ethereum and the crypto market, the whole world's market is really crashing. So I'm not really looking at flipping things or making a quick buck. I'm looking at long-term potential, which I believe imposters have. Please check out all my other videos to learn more about it. And my strategy is to really put my bets in these quality projects and kind of ride out this bear market right now. Because it's going to take some time for things to settle down, but eventually the ones that are building properly, the ones that have a proper vision, the proper tech, and the proper leadership will arise, and they are the ones who are going to lead this whole charge of NFTs and the blockchain leading the gaming industry, and it's going to be so exciting, and I cannot wait for you guys to be a part of that. Alright, that was a pretty long video, so thank you so much for staying all the way through. If you found any sort of value watching this video, please go ahead, smash that like button, obliterate it, annihilate it, please. That's the easiest way you can show your support to this channel and help me reach a wider audience. My goal is to get you guys excited about blockchain video games and really make it more understandable, more accessible, because there's so much benefit benefits to understanding blockchain, but it's very intimidating, and my goal is to kind of bridge that barrier through video games. So please go ahead and support me on this journey. And make sure you check out the descriptions below. I'm gonna leave a bunch of links to some various websites such as Impostors Radio. They really have all these Twitter spaces where we discuss more on imposters, as well as some community tools that can make the whole process of investing and understanding imposters a little easier. So with that being said, thank you so much for tuning in. I look forward to seeing you guys again and cannot wait until the next one. So take care. Peace.